Hello everyone and welcome to TNV Academy, the place where we decode the most technical ISO topics into fun practical knowledge. Today we are talking about ISO 10015 documentation. Yes, that boring sounding topic that is actually the spine of your training management system. Let's be honest, if it is not documented, it didn't happen. You could conduct the best training ever, but if you ever have no record of it, your auditor, your boss and even your memory will betray you. In this session, we will explore why ISO 10015 demands documentation, what specific documents you must keep and how you can organize them smartly, all while keeping the session informative and fun. Why documentation is important? Before we jump into the types of documents, let's address the why. Why does ISO 10015 care about documentation so much? Simple, because training impacts performance and performance must be measured. Documentation is what keeps your efforts visible, traceable and improvable. Imagine training 300 employees on customer service but not tracking what was taught, who attended or how they improved. How would you ever prove the value of your training? ISO 10015 treats documentation as a living record of progress. It keeps things transparent, measurable and auditable. It also helps standardize the training process across departments, years and changing teams. Categories of ISO 10015 documents. 5 key training phases. ISO 10015 breaks the training process into 5 essential phases and each phase has its own set of documents. These phases are training needs identification, training design and planning, training delivery, training evaluation, follow-up and improvement. Let's dive into each phase and look at what documents you must keep to comply with ISO 10015 and actually add value to your organization. Phase 1. Training needs identification. The root of training. Before a single training session happens, you must first identify who needs what training and why. That is where documentation begins. You will need to record competency gaps, job role requirements and performance feedback. Some key documents here include training needs analysis, that is TNA forms, skill gap matrices, competency assessment reports and performance appraisal data. These documents provide the foundation of your entire training strategy. Without these, your training efforts are blind shots. Documenting needs ensures your resources are aligned to real business requirements, not just wishful thinking. Phase 2. Training design and planning. Laying down the blueprint. Once you have identified what is needed, the next step is to plan how to meet those needs. Here, ISO 10015 expects you to document training calendars, learning objectives, budgets, trainer credentials, and session-wise plans. This phase is like drafting an architectural blueprint. You should have written plans detailing what will be taught, when, where, how, and by whom. Supporting documents like resource allocation forms, approvals, and training agendas also come into play. These documents are essential for consistency and accountability, especially in large organizations with multiple training sessions across departments. Phase 3. Training delivery, lights, camera, action. This is where the training actually takes place, but even during delivery, documentation is non-negotiable. ISO 10015 recommends that you keep attendance records, signed participant lists, photos of training in action, pre-assessments, and training material archives. Remember, if your auditor asks, "Did this session happen?" your only defense is your paperwork, and no WhatsApp messages don't count. You should also keep trainer notes, handouts, and even feedback from the trainer about the session. Make sure each document is labeled with date, topic, trainer name, and participants' details. Phase 4. Training evaluation. Measuring the impact. One of the most powerful parts of ISO 10015 is that it doesn't stop at delivery. It asks, was the training effective? This means collecting and analyzing post-training evaluations, trainer performance reviews, test scores, and before and after performance metrics. If your sales team attended a negotiable workshop, how did their deal closure rate change afterward? Document it. Use graphs, surveys, interviews, and result analysis reports to measure impact. Your evaluation documents become the bridge between effort and outcome. Auditors love this and so does management when they see ROI. Phase 5. Follow-up and improvement. Make training a cycle, not a checklist. Many organizations stop at evaluation, But ISO 10015 pushes you one step further to continuous improvement. You must document retraining needs, update logs, lessons learned, and corrective actions taken based on training failures or weaknesses. Also include training review meeting minutes where suggestions were implemented. These documents show that your training process is alive and evolving, not a static calendar you forget once the year ends. A company that reviews and refines its training strategy consistently is a company built for growth. Documentation isn't bureaucracy, it is your superpower. So let's be clear. Documentation is not bureaucracy, it is your superpower to build credibility, control, and consistency in your training system. ISO 10015 doesn't want you to become a paper pusher. It wants you to build a training framework that is reliable, repeatable, and result-driven. And that is only possible when your training story is captured through smart documentation at every step. Your organization's knowledge shouldn't live in people's mind alone. It should live in your documents because people leave, systems change, but documents stay and lead the way. If this video helped you understand ISO 10015 documentation like never before, do like, share and subscribe to TNV Academy. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What ISO topic do you want us to simplify next? And remember, a great training plan without documentation is just a memory. But a well-documented training system is a legacy. Stay sharp, stay certified with TNV Academy.